Introduction to the Civil War's origins. The American Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was primarily caused by deep-seated divisions within the United States. These tensions stemmed from issues like slavery, states' rights, and economic differences between the North and South, creating an environment ripe for conflict as compromise became increasingly impossible. The institution of slavery. The most contentious issue was slavery, particularly its expansion into new territories. The Southern economy relied heavily on enslaved labor for its agricultural base, while Northern states had largely abolished slavery and opposed its spread. This moral and economic divide intensified political conflicts. Economic differences between regions. The North's industrial economy contrasted sharply with the agrarian South. Northern states supported tariffs and federal investments in infrastructure, which benefited manufacturing and trade. Southern states, however, opposed these measures, fearing they would harm their cotton export-driven economy. The debate over states' rights. Southern leaders championed states' rights, arguing that states should have the authority to govern themselves without federal interference. They viewed attempts to regulate slavery or impose tariffs as overreach by the federal government, fueling resentment and calls for secession. The role of westward expansion. The question of whether slavery would be allowed in new territories acquired during westward expansion further deepened divisions. The Missouri Compromise, Kansas-Nebraska Act, and other legislative efforts to balance free and slave states only delayed the inevitable confrontation. The impact of abolitionist movements. Abolitionist activism in the North, including publications like Uncle Tom's Cabin and events like John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry, heightened Southern fears of losing their way of life. These actions amplified tensions, making compromise increasingly untenable. The election of Abraham Lincoln. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 was a turning point. As a Republican, Lincoln opposed the expansion of slavery, which Southern states interpreted as a direct threat to their interests. His victory prompted several Southern states to secede, forming the Confederate States of America. The failure of compromise. Attempts to resolve these differences through compromise, such as the Crittenden Compromise, failed due to entrenched positions on both sides. By 1861, political dialogue had broken down entirely, making war seem inevitable to both factions. The Fort Sumter catalyst. The Civil War officially began in April 1861 when Confederate forces attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. This act of aggression united the North and solidified the divide, transforming long-standing tensions into a full-scale conflict. A lasting legacy. The American Civil War left a profound impact on the nation, ending slavery and redefining federal-state relations. Its causes remain a vital topic of historical study, offering insights into the complexities of division and the struggle for unity in a diverse society.